Hey everybody, it is Wintermute here with the 5.4 turn for France, July of 38. So first off, we're going to roll for long range aircraft. And at a 9, we are going to get that. So we'll move them up to join the British. Okay, then the rest of this turn is going to be pretty easy. I have $12 on hand. I'm going to build 6 militia. And then as far as non-com movements go, all I'm going to do, is move 1 militia from France or Paris proper up to the, you know what, no, we're going to make that 1 infantry. Come on. We're going to move 1 infantry forward to join the rest of these guys. And then for placement, we're going to place 3 militia here in Alsace-Lorraine, and then 1 in southern France, 1 in Aquitaine, and 1 in Normandy. And that's it for France. I'm going to collect $10, so I'll have $10. That's all I'll have, $10 on hand for next turn, and that is it for France this time round. Hey everybody, it is Wintermute, and I wanted to just add a quick segment onto the end of this French video about a couple oddities that have been happening in the game. So some people have pointed out that the Gormir unit, in the way that the rules are written in the expansion that you can download the rules for, is different than how we're playing it. There's a reason for that. Before we started playing, there was a lot of discussion about that unit and possibly a way to really exploit it using another exploit that kind of, spiraled in a direction that nobody really wanted to deal with. So there was a discussion with the designer, and he said, yeah, you know what, let's go ahead. I want to tweak it a little bit here and there and there and there. And then, if you guys are willing, play with these tweaks so that I get a better idea and understanding about how they work ultimately, because there's going to be a kind of rehash of a lot of this stuff coming up. So this is the same person who, we have contact with a couple of the designers as we're playing, and so there is a little bit of back and forth through various people who know them kind of personally, or they are either part of our WhatsApp group, and so there's some discussion going on about that. So kind of the similar thing with what's kind of going on with Xingqiang in China. It just became this weird kind of thing that didn't quite work out right. So ultimately, though we didn't necessarily intend Crimson Tide to be kind of a testing ground for some of these expansions, it kind of has become that. So we've had to make some decisions along the way to kind of just, okay, well, let's tweak this a little bit with some input from the designer if we have contact with them, and then kind of move forward. We tried our best to kind of hash out a lot of this stuff before we started playing. I even did a video kind of talking about some of this, and that was part of the reason we ended up not playing with the Spanish Civil War, because none of us liked it. It was very problematic, as it turns out. So that's why things are going to be different. Now, if you notice something different, please say something. That's okay. That's why I call my channel The Think Tank, is because I want to kind of discuss some of this stuff. But I also wanted to take a minute or two to kind of explain why things are different, why they're working out different, why they're not jiving with how the rules kind of as they're written. And there's been a lot of little things that have come up kind of off the, that we're not really showing in the video, about discussions and clarifications and say, oh, okay, I get it now. That was kind of worded in a way that it could be interpreted a couple of different ways. So there's a lot of that kind of happening off screen, and we'll kind of talk about it if it comes up. But for the most part, it's still the core rules, and the expansions are as written, with a couple obvious caveats. And this is why. It's kind of a learning process, and some things are just kind of aren't working out the way the designers intended, so we're kind of tweaking them here and there to just keep the game going. So there you go. And thank you for giving feedback and asking questions. We do appreciate that. Thank you.